Namaste. Thank you for joining me as I chat about the Queen Goddess archetype. So I am very blessed today to be sharing space with two other goddesses, Jesslyn Hudgen and Nina McDonald, and I had a queen makeover to embody my Queen Heather and meditate in this state and share some stories and some words with you from this space at the base of Rincon de la Vieja volcano. And I'm sitting amongst these amazing birds with like really fun facial attributes, and also in the home of a gorgeous peacock, and I'll post a photo of that friend later. Yeah, he's wonderful. So the amazing, powerful queen. To embody the queen is the most grounded. It's the divine feminine that sits in her throne and owns it as a strong, powerful leader. She's selfless, she's wise. We've moved past the youthful and playfulness of the other archetypes, and we're sitting in our power, based from wisdom. She lives in the present and sees life's full potential, experiencing from the heart rather than from the mind. Is really part of owning that queen, is listen here before you listen here, and living in service of others. So realizing that everything is sacred around her and her kingdom. So reigning over that with a deep compassion. And also, there's this queen aspect of manifesting material wealth and abundance and all the riches, all the beautiful material objects that one could desire. But that queen energy invites you to to live in that, but cultivate it from a place of purpose, of higher good for your kingdom. You feed yourself what you most need to serve the higher good. That is fully embodying the queen energy, activating your empowerment to direct with your voice. So being a queen is having the strength and the courage to speak out and to be heard and to be seen with your words and your knowledge and your intelligence, serving the whole self and your kingdom. This being that powerhouse, she doesn't tolerate negativity. She doesn't tolerate false judgment. She's loyal not only to her kingdom, but to her king as well, protecting her family unit. Faithfulness is huge. The shadow side of the queen, when she's not getting those things or isn't growing and expanding in that energy, can be very judgmental of others, very vindictive, and image conscious. Vanity is a shadow aspect of the queen. So that having power but not using it for its highest potential would be the underlying shadow aspect of the queen. So to embody that queen energy for yourself. Invest in yourself. And in so many ways, invest in yourself spiritually, even monetarily, buying yourself something that you crave and desire, and being really fucking bold, like making choices, standing in your power, in your decisions, and trusting that when they rise from your heart space that they have power and that you can voice that. So being able to just off with their heads, you've made the choice, you're there, living in that space. And I think one of the most beautiful attributes of the queen is the ability to call on higher powers, mentors, advisors to assist you in your leadership. So a few queen goddesses that I want to chat about are, we'll start with the symbol of the peacock, Hera, the Greek goddess, the queen of Olympus. Now, she is said to reign over the skies, and so she was one of the most beautiful of all of the Greek goddesses. And of course, Zeus, the supreme god of the universe, he fell in love with her. But at first she was like, no thanks. And he had to coerce and trick her by turning himself into a cuckoo bird, I believe the story goes. And then she falls for him and is captivated. And then she reigns by his side as the queen of Olympus. And she sits, takes the throne righteously and reigns over and kind of has power over all of the goddesses. And she's said to be the goddess of marriage, of motherhood, and the protector of all the wise. They had 4 children, and there's a little story that I think reflects the shadow energy well of one of her children was rumored to be not Zeus's, and she, being very faithful, she throws him over a cliff, the cliff of Olympus, and they have a battle, and he rises and presents his mother with this golden throne, and she, being into that beauty and wealth and riches, she sits on the throne, and the throne traps her onto the chair, and she can't get up and she can't move. And her son comes and says, readmit me into Olympus and welcome me. And so she has to basically say, yes, I apologize, and welcome him back. And then she's free once again. So to reign from a embodied queen, righteous place. So yeah, and Zeus was not faithful at all. So that's another story of her shadow side is, when he was not faithful, she put the wrath down on all of his lovers, so she was a pretty badass goddess, queen, if I do say so. And then we have, in the Egyptian sect, we have Nefertiti at the 14th century BC, one of the most beautiful goddesses of her time. And she married this young pharaoh, and she was often depicted wearing this large headdress and by his side, and they were like a power couple of their time, ruling over their kingdom. And then later in Egypt, 69 BC around, is when Cleopatra came, one of our kind of familiar goddesses, queen goddesses, and she was enchanting and powerful, the lover of Julius Caesar, but she was not just beauty and royalty. She was so intelligent. There's stories that she spoke 7 languages and in perfect pronunciation and posture. And then there's many stories of how Cleopatra evolved from one to the next, and ruling just over this volatile time in history and being a strong feminine force and divine power in the day. And then we look at Makeda, the Queen of Sheba. She's from the ancient kingdom in Ethiopia, in Africa. She was dating back over 3,000 years ago. She's this sophisticated, wise, educated female leader of her time, born into royalty, but her father dies young, and she has to lead the kingdom and kind of restore the safety of all of the people in the land. And she is known and kind of revered for her wisdom and knowledge and power. And she hears of King Solomon in Jerusalem, and she goes and travels to him thousands of miles, and with a caravan of camels and spices and gifts, and she presents them to him. And the story goes, in some stories, there's many, that she sought him out for further wisdom, for some teachings, and he was a very wise man, and she was very wise as well. And some stories say they reigned together and even had a son. And it's another story of a divine, powerful goddess, embodying that queen energy. And I look forward to embodying this a little bit more in a meditation with you and a asana practice. So hopefully you'll follow along for those and enjoy as well. Blessings. Have a beautiful day.